All Americans try to prove themselves as self-reliable, even at young ages. But how is it possible for a young individual to be legally self-supported? The answer is not as simple, but it can be summarized in one document: the Minor Emancipation Document. Experts say that back in history, this document was primarily granted to these individuals to sue a negligent parent or even protect their money from them. But how can we see this as part of the American identity? This all starts back from the famous legend of John Smith in Jamestown, where people came to America in hope for a better community without the help of any other people. From there the phrase, "Those who will not work shall not eat." Each person in this new land depending on themselves to survive. Since then, the characteristic of America of being a frontier society keeps them relying on their abilities to fight for their own needs. Nowadays, we can say that America as the greatest home of entrepreneurs, where nearly a third of their people have thought of starting a business and half of them have already started the process. Even when they know that they are not guaranteed to succeed in the world of business, they keep on trying and trying, knowing that less of them, 20% of those little businesses, will survive their first year. This is a pretty tough argument on how they are self-reliant, believing more in themselves than in actual statistics. Now, another strong point where people are self-reliant in America up to date is seeing all of those people going to hunt for their own food instead of going to the store to buy it. Even though the American frontier nation existed about 250 years ago, about 22.8 million people still go out and hunt for their own meat to eat every day. An impressive number compared to the other countries, and to be in 2019. Even though the number has been decreasing over the past few years due to environmental organizations, the numbers are still pretty high. Now, my favorite example of why Americans are self-reliant, and one of the most recent ones, the do-it-yourself culture that has arisen in the past few decades. Big companies like Lowe's or Home Depot sell material to people for them to do whatever they want. Instead of buying it already done, they can handcraft it by themselves. You can think of this only for fathers, but statistics have proved us wrong again. Videos that show how to make a certain dish or food, or little crafts like the ones shown in Pinterest, are the most replicated. But how do I know this is a big interest? Well, only in the own Pinterest demographic data, it says that 30% of American adults use their app, and 1 of 2 millennials use it at least once a month. Thanks to this, Pinterest is considered number 1 in America's top category of art, supplies, and hobbies. Last example but not least, gun ownership. That's right. In America, a total of 88.9% of the population has a gun. More than 2 million incidents last year show that people all around the country use a gun for self-defense rather than for suicide or attack. 48% of gun owners say that it's merely for self-defense. All this means that they don't even trust their own security departments, and they rather buy a gun and defend themselves than waiting for a cop to appear and control the situation. So now, who is self-reliant?